everyone, this is Kimmy Wyatt, and let me take this off. Welcome to this video. I'm taking it off because it's all wrapped around. Welcome to this video. You guys, today I am going to, first of all, like, share, subscribe, comment. I told you guys that I would be focusing more on the electronic side of gang stalking. And this includes movies. You have to do what? Use electricity to watch movies. A lot of this it was already planned, not for today, but I had to tell you this. So you guys, back in 2018, this is the second apartment that I had after I found out I was being spied on. And someone couldn't even tell you where I was, but someone says, yeah, it seems like this was I'm paraphrasing. What's going on with me is from this movie 14, and they probably said 14 cameras. Years have passed by. It was on my bucket list. I don't watch movies. I don't have time to watch movies. I've never been a movie person, but that movie was on my bucket list of movies to watch. How about this is Friday, maybe Tuesday, God said, or I got a word from God, seriously, an angel or something, some message to look up and see if I could see this 14, and I couldn't even think of cameras at the time, but I know how to search. I'm really good with searching, just having a couple of the words, from the subject. And I looked up 14 something, then I said, okay, I tried. It didn't take long, like 3 tries. I tried 14 cameras, okay? And I was like, 14 cameras. Oh, whatever it was, it wasn't coming up with just the movie 14, like 14, the movie. And so when I put cameras in there, that's when the movie popped up. And I could watch it, and I watched it for free. When that movie was over, and I'm going to go into detail about that movie. When that movie was over, and it shows you recommendations, there was a 13, which of course, in numerical order, came out before 14. And I was like, 13 cameras. That's the name of the movie they were telling me to watch. 13 cameras. And then it hit me. It was 13 cameras. When I went back couldn't even tell you who I was talking to, but I remember 13 cameras. I thought it was 14. I watched 13 cameras. When that movie was over, here comes recommendations, 15 cameras. I am currently over halfway watching 15 cameras, and I said, no. You guys, you should have seen the look on my face with some of the scenes from this movie. Especially, 15 cameras, the 13 and 14, the guy was supposed to have been killed. However, there is someone rolling around in a white van. I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to give you guys the details because I haven't got to that part, and I'm not going to tell you. But 13 and 14. I'm going to go down this list of movies that you guys need to watch, and I'm going to tell you why. Please know that I talk about everything when it deals with gang stalking, not just one thing. I talk about sex trafficking, of gang stalking, the elderly people. I have videos coming up right now about elderly people, fake POAs. All of this stuff is coming up, you guys, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, you guys head over and subscribe, as well as click the notification bell of the Blue Cup in the Attic channel. Okay? The Blue Cup in the Attic channel on YouTube. Yes. Okay? I need your subscriptions there. Please go over there because a lot of the content for the Blue Cup in the Attic will be there. Okay? In its own channel. So, you guys, I'm going to, and thank you guys so much. skin and hair, spine, it really needs to be separated. Okay, so yeah, so I already had the channel, been had it for over a month now, but I have to do things in certain orders. I can't just tell you guys something unless this is fixed and that is fixed and that is fixed. So go over there and subscribe ASAP to that channel, because I got some stuff to okay. Some need to know stuff. My son, congratulations to him. He said he had an excuse as to why he did it, but he's just changed. He's replacing the modems for the internet service for internet. I'm looking at my eye. I have on some eyeliner. Yeah. So you guys, I'm letting you know this. Let me go ahead. Okay, I'm not gonna. Let me go ahead. So these movies, I'm going to tell you what these movies are about, description wise. And one of them, you're going to say, first one, you're going to say, why do you want? Well, why? Okay, you'll get it. These first, the RAP word. Now I want to say that word because I don't understand how you can't speak what you want to speak on a platform such as YouTube when the word, we didn't create the word. The word has been around for years. So, this speech stuff, I get it on some things, but some words, why not? Even the news channels talk about RAP. I mean, what? Okay, so I can't, that to constrain somebody like that from saying what they want to say on one or two words. Now, some of the cursing words, okay, but that's why you say if your channel is for adults or if that video is for adults. I don't understand. Okay, and I have another feedback because I'm a contributor, YouTube contributor, and that's one of the things I'm going to say if I do this feedback or the next one. Like if the video, if they have the right to say if the video is for 18 or older, why are we being restrained from saying certain words? And if you look it up on YouTube, and I did, words you cannot say on YouTube. There is a list, supposedly. There is a list, but I say supposedly because people say the words. They'll let you get by, but it's like, I guess if you're just going in and saying it all the time or whatever, and it affects your monetization, okay? If you supposedly say this word or something, and you have idiots out there who will literally look at your videos just to see what you're saying. Why don't people get a fucking life? Get a fucking life. I mean, really? You that small? Okay, you're really that small. And I'm not even talking about me. I'm not even monetized yet, so I'm not even talking about me. I speak up for everyone. Why are you on people's channels, period? Why are you following people that you supposedly don't even like? Somebody explain that one. So, hold on, you guys. I have phlegm in the back of my throat. My sinuses are draining. So just a moment. Hold on. Let me put the, I don't have pause on this camera. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, I'm back. So, okay, thank you guys for holding. You guys, someone gave me this book, Keys to Happiness, and I think it's a Jehovah's Witness book, which I'm not. But I just opened it up to a page, and it was very interesting. I just opened it up and saw a couple of words, Um, yeah, I was like, wow, this is really something to read. And just because you are not of a certain religious background or whatever doesn't mean that you can't read the contents. And they usually give out stuff, but it's usually little smaller ones, and I don't keep those. But yeah, I'm going to look into that. And it's called, by the way, The Keys to Happiness. I didn't even pay attention to that either until now. I just saw big happiness on there. So you guys, here are 10 movies. I don't know what I was saying before. I had to go clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Okay, but the first movie, I saw this movie years ago, over 20 years ago. It is an old movie. Let me give you guys a disclaimer about these movies. Do not watch these movies, either one of these movies, with your children, unless you got it going on like that, where your kids are open-minded and understanding of things, and also take their age into consideration, your grandkids or whatever. These movies are eye-opening movies that speak on flies, okay, or whatever. So I'm going to go down the list. And this video, 11:27 in, should not take that long because of the content. But one is I Spit on Your Grave. S-P-I-T. I Spit on Your Grave. Okay? It's not I Spit on Your grave S-P-I-T. It's S-P-I-T on your grave. I Spit on Your Grave. Y'all, this movie deals with I'm not going to tell you what it deals with, but I will tell you why I want you to watch. What I'm going to be doing in these is telling you why I want you to watch the movie. I want you to watch this movie because that's where I am in my life right now. Mm-hmm. What happened to that woman is the result. It's the results of what happened to that woman is where I am in my life right now. Okay. Some people think that they can control you. You don't even know them. They think they can just come in your life and control your life. I am in my 50s all day long. Hunty, where did you get that idea from? Who told you that? So just look at the movie. And I suggest that you do make this a movie night for yourself and for your significant other. Say, hey, I really want to watch these movies. I'm not into horror movies. And some of them are horror movies. Okay. Me personally, I'm going to be honest with you. I love horror movies. I always have. As a matter of fact, I can't wait till my life get right because I love, and I moved from them a little bit because but I loved horror movies. I do. And it depends. I don't like the low budget ones. Okay. I mean, you're just doing something, but there has to be a script. Something has to be, okay. Several of these will be perfect examples of what I'm talking about. You know what? I should include that movie because she had the power to do things. Yeah, and there are people that can do that. Okay, and there are people that can do that. It'll be an optional. I'm not gonna write. If I forget to tell you, I just forget. It'll be a pinned comment. But yeah, some of these are going to deal with there's sex scenes, definitely in the first one. The second one, you don't see the sex scene, but okay. So anyway, just watch these movies. Okay. 15 cameras has sex scene in it and stuff like that. So, okay. I Spit on Your Grave is the first one. That's my life. Although that has not happened to me, in the physical and the spiritual, it has, but it hasn't, because you can think that if you want. Okay, these idiots. But I want to tell you, I'm focusing on the lady, how she got them back. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Second movie is The House Across the Street. I told you I like horror movies. One day I was on the computer And I was like about a year and a half, about 2 years ago. Where was I when I was watching the house across the street? Either way, it wasn't here. I wasn't here, and I may have been in my last, had to have been in my last apartment. Wherever I was, I watched this movie. I thought the house across the street. Oh my God, I gotta watch this. Is something gonna happen in that house? It wasn't what I thought, and God sent me to that movie. The house across the street. The house across the street. Some of these movies are free, and I'm going to tell you guys, get a budget together. When you're a gang stalking victim, or you want to, somebody want to learn more on the spot, or some of these movies are $2.99 if you have to buy the movie or whatever. I'm not going to say which ones are free that I know are free right now, because I want them to be free for you. And when you start announcing stuff, okay, so the house across the street. Yeah. I was like, this is my fucking life. This is what could have happened. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, next one, 13, 14, and 15 cameras. This 13 cameras, 14 cameras, 15 cameras. Focus on 13 and 14. I really want to have these three movies right here. I really want to, I wish I could have a movie night online with you guys to watch this movie and chat. The reason these movies and chat. There's some stuff going on in these fucking movies that was going on in my life. I had never seen these movies, so I'm not lying. I looked at the toilet. Never seen them until today. Early this morning, two of them. Okay. Never seen the movies. Didn't even know it was more than one. Had the title somewhat wrong. Didn't even really know the title. But I'm lying. Or is it just I know what the fuck is going on in my life. I'm woke. You're not. Yeah. Several things that happened in 13 and 14 that I was like, well, I'll be damned. That's happening to me. Or that was happening to me, depending on where it's not happening. It is still happening. It's not happening to me because this is not my apartment. And I do not sit on the toilet. Okay? Here. I don't care. I don't sit on the toilet and basically anyone's place, and I really don't visit anyone. I'm just keeping it real because I know, especially if they live in an apartment, but that don't have anything to do with it. These idiots will go when you're woke and they want to see you and they believe in this machoism. Women are beneath them. I'm going to see you anyway. I know how to put this camera up under them because we fix every damn thing and create every damn thing, whatever, build everything. They're not going to let that go like a normal person would. Oh, even though I know how to put a camera down there, I'm not going to put a camera down there because, I'm taking this too far. No, they're going to put a camera down there. If you're trying to cover your fucking vagina up like I do when I was sitting on the toilet, realizing it was a camera down there, they're going to do, y'all. Okay. 13 cameras, 14 cameras, 15 cameras. 1907 in. The Truman Show. I have not seen The Truman Show, but I have heard several comments about gang stalking reminds people of The Truman Show, or they got gang stalking from The Truman Show. Jim Carrey, one of my favorite comedians, is in The Truman Show, and I really want to see that. And although I don't think it's comedic, it's a comedy, but I can't see him. Yeah. Jim Carrey can be serious too, but he's probably going to do something in the movie. I don't know, but I don't know if it's all the way serious, okay, or not. That's just like Martin Lawrence, my favorite comedian. He can do some serious stuff, but I don't think Martin has anything where he's just all the way serious. Okay. But he's damn good as a detective, and he would be damn good as a detective and damn good as Martin is talented. Okay, he's just talented. Um, so here are three movies or two that um, you got to watch these movies, y'all. They're gory, they're scary, but I want you to watch these movies for a reason. This is demonic, but I want you to see the flies in these movies. Now, I've seen these movies more than once, but I want you to know these are old school movies. I was a kid when I watched these movies and loving horror movies. And one of them is the #1 horror movie ever created. Okay? Up until today. This is the #1 horror movie ever created. You guys, and watch the original of these. Let me stress that. Oh, thank you. I Spit on Your Grave. There is an upgraded 2010 version. Don't do it. I want you to watch the original of these movies, okay? Without, oh, I know what's going to happen here because I saw the old one. No, watch the old one. Watch the old one, okay? If I give it to you, that's the one I want you to watch, okay? Because I know something's not going to go, something is not, they're going to change something, okay? So we got I Spit on Your Grave, The House Across the Street, 13 Cameras, 14 Cameras, 15 Cameras, The Truman Show, The Exorcist. Y'all, I've heard, that's too, I don't watch much. You need to watch it these days. Back then, I can hear you saying that, but now you really need to watch The Exorcist. Please be warned that the beginning is going to be kind of confusing to you a little bit, but get you some popcorn and just be waiting for the bam, because you're going to get it, okay? But there's flies in that movie. I talk to y'all about flies all the time. And somebody brought it to my attention. They said, we just thought it was part of the script. We didn't understand the impact of flies in our daily lives, y'all. The impact of flies in our daily lives. Okay? Y'all, hold on. All right. Okay, thank you. So here's another one. The Amityville Horror, flies in that movie. Okay? Two of the scariest movies of all times. And I'm telling you guys to watch the first Amity. Okay, let's go back to The Exorcist. There's supposed to be two Exorcists. I'm not talking about the second one. I didn't even really get into the second one. It was like, what else can you do after the first one? Very impactful. If you didn't get your life right after watching The Exorcist, okay, okay. Just so watch #1. Thank you. Y'all see how God tells me, like, okay, you need to clarify that. Watch the old school Exorcist, not the new one, the old one, with Linda Blair as the starring actress. Okay. And I feel sorry for Linda Blair. She's still living because I've only seen Linda Blair in something one time. Since she did The Exorcist as a little girl, and I can't even tell you what that was that I saw her in. Very beautiful. I don't even know if she's still living, but I heard she got typecast. Okay, and that happens a lot. If you are doing, the movie was amazing. So, and let me say something about that movie, you guys. And I don't know why this almost brings me to tears. Whoever wrote that movie, I take my hat off to you. Not, you got to think of the years that have passed by since you've seen the movie and how you're an adult now and you get it. Like, oh my God, everything that, y'all just watch the movie, man. And if you watched it before, watch it again. You may see something you missed. Like, oh my God, it's true. Everything in that movie can happen to someone. Yeah. Ooh, Hollywood. Yeah. So, yeah, Linda Blair, she played a phenomenal role as that little girl in that movie. And I love even how her mom, I can't remember her mom's real name, life name, but she real calm lady. And, that whole entire cast was, the priest and everything. But watch that movie, okay? And when you watch these movies, please come back to this video and post your comments of what you got out of the movie. What are the things that you got out of the movie? Why would I tell you to watch? Although I'm saying flies, okay, I'm giving you a hint. Why would I tell you to watch that movie or those movies? Well, that movie, you may just watch one of them. I hope you watch all of them. Okay, why would I tell you to watch these movies? Okay. All right. The next one is the Amityville Horror 1 and 2, because I don't remember if the flies came in. Hold on, let me look it up. I have this tablet here today just so I can look up things. Of course, I'm gonna have to put the phone down. So you guys, I'm gonna put the phone down for a minute, and I can't get online because my son is going to take the. Let me go and turn this back off. So let me just tell you guys. Yeah, he went to go take the modems and all that back. Okay, so and exchange them for new ones. So you guys, the Amityville Horror, watch 1 and 2 because I can't remember what. I want to say it was number 1 that had the flies. But y'all, these two movies, and they're not just number 1 because they're the number one and number 2 horror movies. Look at this. Just get into the acting and get into the directing and get into how they did so much research. That's the part that almost brings me to tears. That this is funny. I'm going to tears about a movie. I love excellency. Okay, you can call me stuck up or whatever. I love when people, I just get it right. Get it right the first time, and if not, you can do it again. Just get it right, and do your research. And I love how, like I said, I can kiss their feet. Whoever came up with the Exorcist didn't appreciate it at the time. I thought it was just a horror movie, a little. I'm not going to tell you about it if you've never seen it, but little girl that's going through some things. But yeah. When I think about, damn, how would they know that flies? Yeah. How? Yeah, we thought the flies were part of the script. Somebody brought it to that's the statement they made when I brought it to their attention about the flies. I know the impact of flies now. Yeah. Don't stay away from me. Okay? Flies. Keep the flies away from me. I don't want them on me at all. Constantine. I also heard Constantine, with a movie I haven't seen. I wish we could see it together. Constantine supposedly has flies in it as well. That's what someone told me. Constantine has flies in it. Constantine is biblical or something. It's Constantine is supposed to be an angel or something. Y'all, I can't look this stuff up. But Constantine, it just seemed like I remember some white wings or something for the still photo or something. Some man with some wings, but he looked Bible-ish, somebody from the Bible. I don't know. I'm gonna eventually watch Constantine. Lord of the Flies. There's another one. Old school movie. Never seen it, but someone said, yeah, that's Lord of the Flies. And I have to correct something, you guys. 2923 in. I said that flies are Beelzebub, and Beelzebub is the devil, with Satan, Lucifer, head demon. That is only partially true. Flies are Beelzebub, representation of Beelzebub, but Beelzebub is not Satan. Beelzebub is a demon, but it's not Satan. Beelzebub is another demon. They have like Satan, Lucifer, Satan, the devil. They had different names. I think he has the most different names out of all of them. But Beelzebub is supposed to be, AKA, the name of another demon, and that demon is the Lord of the Flies. Y'all think outside the box like I do. I'm like, it's my piece. I had two sections of hair down there, and I put them up under the hat, and they keep singing like I left some out. Y'all, I feel, post your comments. I feel that when God sent down Satan, Lucifer, the devil, with a third of the angels, because they didn't want to act right. They didn't want to act right, okay? Which was also included with evil. You know what I'm saying? You got Adam and Eve. The devil came and tempted Adam and Eve. That's why I tell you guys, people don't understand. God created evil. Where y'all been? That's why he's not scared of any of y'all. These people is worshiping the devil. Do you know God is laughing at y'all? Like, okay, and I laugh. How are you worshiping something, atheist? Let me say this. Let me take that back. Because just because you are an atheist does not mean that you are worshiping the devil. Whew, thank you. Correction. However, most devil worshipers are atheists. Well, no, they are. I mean, they are atheists. Not most of them. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in God. So you're an atheist. Now, there is a middle one. You got atheists, you got agnostics, and you have Christians. And you know, whatever you want to title those that believers. Or let me say atheists, agnostics, and believers. Whew. See how God corrects this one. He said, let me put a little word in your head, okay? And not on everything, because I can finish a video and say, I didn't mean to say that. I got something to correct now. But you got atheists, agnostics, believers. Believers given. They believe in God. Okay, Jesus. Atheists, opposite. Total opposite. Agnostics are people who are teeter-tottering. They don't know if God exists. They're not saying he doesn't exist. They're not saying he does exist, vice versa. Now, I just saw a shadow right here. And it's not mine, because my shadow, I'm moving. And no part of my body is, my arm is not on that door. The shadow of my arm is not on the door. Okay. Be quiet, stomach, and you know I'm not hungry. Yeah, I was like, y'all see how I look like? Okay, so not scared. Hi, join in. Good or bad, join in. Voice your opinion. Go to my YouTube channel and like, subscribe, okay? Share with your little, angelic or demonic friends. Okay, I'm serious. I'm not to try to scare me with some of that. Y'all, come on. I told y'all I walked down this hallway, came out of this room, opened the door, had been back and forth. Probably the last time I needed to go down the hallway, probably go in the kitchen before I actually finished, to shut down. Like I said, been back and forth. And I see all this red light, y'all, just red all the way to the door and left and right. Where is this red? I didn't excuse. Let me go on. I wasn't even, because the devil will try to scare you, the demons will try to scare you, like challenge you. Voodoo. When you see y'all got some video, y'all stay tuned. I'm going to tell you the difference between voodoo and hoodoo, basically the same thing, and witchcraft. Okay, there is a difference. All right, and it's another one. Let's see, voodoo, hoodoo, witchcraft, and it'll be in the video. All right. Yeah, there is a difference. Okay. Limitations. on. Okay, moving right along, 34:59 in. So yeah, y'all don't know what I was saying, but watch those movies. And this one more here. Constantine in the Bible. I think I was mentioning the flies in the Bible and all that. Beelzebub is a representation of flies, and Beelzebub is also is the AKA name of a demon. I can't think of the name of the demon. Okay, all right. But Constantine is supposed to have flies in it. I can't wait to watch that. An older movie, Constantine. And I hope I got that right. Y'all who have seen Constantine, post your comments and tell me that there are flies in that movie. I'm hoping, because someone told me this and I didn't write it down, got a pretty good memory. And I was like, okay, Constantine, one word, Constantine. I had forgot it at one point. I was like, Constantine, that's the name of the movie. Let me know. And Lord of the Flies. I haven't seen Lord of the Flies, but I'm hearing and have heard, not when it came out or whatever, that they're the same thing, Lord of the Flies. And that's that demon. I'm assuming for the movie, Lord of the Flies would be whatever that demon, I'm assuming that demon that I was from, Beelzebub, aka Beelzebub. So you guys, that's it. Speaking on your credit, speaking on other videos I'll be doing videos on the elderly, how gang stalking is affecting the elderly. So if you have parents that are still living, yes, fake insurance, fake POA, that's power of attorney. And I kind of said this was coming up in my videos in another video. Your credit. You guys, please. I can't look it up on here now. Please get your credit report. Have your credit report ready before I do this video. I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not going to even have mine, but I used to do credit restoration. And it wasn't coming back on there either. It wasn't fake restoration. So I'm going to tell you guys that something about your credit. Check your credit. You'll be surprised. Gang stalking is, okay, there's a lot of evil and stealing in gang stalking. And you're going to find out why watching 13 cameras, 14 cameras, 15 cameras. You're on surveillance. They got your social security number. I was wondering why in my apartment, when I realized I'm being spied on, knew something was going on. At this time, I really didn't. I had just moved in my apartment. And you know how you, some friends coming to pick you up and you change purses, but you don't have time to put the stuff up. This is your apartment. You leave it on the bed, or I don't even have my bed in there. You leave it on the floor, and this is your social security card. All that you at home. Well, that was a mistake for me. I noticed more than once because I left the stuff there and came and because I hadn't even got all my stuff out of storage. That was a mistake for me, because when I looked at that pile of stuff that I'd gotten out of my purse, exchanging to another purse, I noticed that my social security card and several things was not in place the first day. And then when I got ready to look for stuff days later, it was not it wasn't even in the pile. Like telephone numbers of people that I had met, was supposed to be doing some business stuff with, their number was no longer in the pile of stuff. And I know it was there because I took I just knew it was there. And besides that, I took some of the stuff from that pile and put it in the new purse, in the new purse. And yeah, so I'm like, and you can see stuff moved, you knew it was this way because, it's been, at this point, it's been down there for a minute. And the next day, especially, and you're like, that wasn't turned that way. But what do we do, y'all? Let's say it together. We brush it off. Like, oh, maybe I kicked it. These idiots love that we make up excuses for them, and they love people that make up excuses for them. You are their next victim because you're easy prey. They work smart, not hard. They said the smart ones do. The smart ones. Okay. If you're sitting there and someone's telling you something and you're on surveillance, they're listening to your phone conversations, blah, 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 blah. If you're telling someone you don't believe that this is happening, you don't believe that's happening, guess who the next victim? And I've seen it happen. I just saw this lady that I told you guys about that I had been seeing since my apartment before my last apartment. I told her, and I also told you guys, I told her what was going on. I thought she believed me initially, but then I could tell that she wasn't believing what I was saying. And she flat out told me on more than one occasion, I didn't believe you at all. She said, but everything, she just told me yesterday. I just saw her yesterday. Or was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday. She said, I saw her 2 weeks prior. I've seen her several times since I left out of that apartment. Still initially not believing me, but now she's moved into an apartment, a different apartment, and she is going through. And she said, everything, she just said it Wednesday. Everything you told me was the truth. Everything. I said, yeah, I don't go around lying. I didn't tell her this time. I've told her this when she one of the times she's told me, or one or twice. Because like I said, I've since I left that apartment, you guys, I think I've seen this lady, I would say about 6 or 7 times. And I clearly remember telling her more than once, no, I don't go around lying. She said, no. She said, no, I'm not accusing. She said, you a lying or whatever. The first time I said that. She said, no. She said, you weren't lying. I said, no, I'm not lying. I'm just trying to tell people what's going on. And hey, either you believe it or you don't. But I can think of several things I could be doing besides doing this video. Think about that. Waste of time if I were lying. And that's something I don't like to do, is waste my time. So put both of those together. So you guys, we'll run down on the movies again. Is if you want to write these down, you can also rewind the video. I Spit on Your Grave, old school version, 1970s, I think it came out. Okay. The House Across the Street. I don't think there's a new version of it, and it may be a part 2, but The House Across the Street, #1. Okay. This movie probably came out in 2014 or 18. It's not that old, okay? It's 10 years or less, and it definitely wasn't last year or this year. This is 24. So I'll say probably 2019, somewhere. Okay, watch the movie. 13 cameras, 14 cameras, 15 cameras. And like I said, I'm currently watching 15 cameras right now, and really a little obsolete as far as I'm concerned, because but I want to finish it because I'm over halfway finished. 13 and 14 cameras, that's my life. Very shocking to see what you have been telling people that has been going on in your life, going on in other people's lives, going on in people that don't even know it's going on, and people looking at you like you crazy. I couldn't understand, to go back to how I looked up 14 cameras and saw that first, thinking it was just one movie. I couldn't understand one of the scenes and how that could have been going on before something else. And then that's when I noticed, there's 13 cameras. Okay, I can't remember what that was. And I'm like, okay, now it makes sense, because it's something in that movie wasn't making sense to me, how that could have been occurring, I guess, speaking on my life, before something else occurred. And when I saw 13, I said, okay. I'm like, how could this be 2018? It was something about the year that the movie was produced. 1 was made in 16, that's 13. 14 was made in 18. And it was something about the year that I was like, no, but it added up once I realized there was a 2016 movie. Because something was happening in one of those movies that would have happened in earlier. But that's my life, y'all. I'm like, how would they know? How would they know about cameras in the toilet? That wasn't happening. But anyway, moving right along. And people have said this is where these idiots, not all these movies, but this is where these idiots are getting their ideas from when they're stalking people and sex trafficking. Also, if you know of any movies that's dealing with any of these topics, please feel free to post your comments. Make sure that it's a good movie. I don't want any low budget, somebody got kidnapped, and, make sure, like, on the Exorcist level, on the Amityville Horror level, different topic, but level, where they took the time to make a good Hollywood production or whatever, wherever they made it. Just not something that's dealing with whatever, okay? And just to be fair, 5 stars and out of 10 and above, because some people see movies and give them 5 stars, and I might give it 7. Perfect. There you go again, Lord. Perfect example. I looked up the house across the street, and it was on the Rotten list or somebody. I'm like, who would put this video on Rotten? And people were saying that in the comments. Who would put this video on the Rotten video list? So, and gave it a 6 or something like that. I forgot what it was. But, even at 6, that's not the worst that it could be. You know what I'm saying? So, but it really deserves 7 and above. It may not have deserved 10, but definitely 7 and above. So I'm like, why would they put this on the Rotten Tomatoes list? Okay. Just from the content alone, the awareness people need, and she was very good in this movie. Okay. It's not going to start out. It's going to start out in a way that it's going to start out or end, depending on how you look at it, in a way that you probably are not going to expect. Okay. Let's see, the Truman Show, which I have to watch. I'm gonna have to sit myself down and find the Truman Show and watch the Truman Show. And it's just that I know Jim Carrey is a comedian, and I'm just not in the comedic mood right now. I'm just being honest with you. But I also, went from listening to people who keep saying the Truman Show, that's like what's happened in the Truman Show. I'm like, gang stalking? Why? Yeah, because they were watching him in his everyday life, what he was doing, and he didn't know he was being watched, or he knew at some point he was being watched. I don't know, but I want to see that. I just didn't want to. It's not a funny thing to me. So I know Jim Carrey is a comedian, although very talented, and can do all, and have done all kinds of genres of movies. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to watch that. The Exorcist. Woo-wee. Get ready to get scared. And I'm going to tell you, keep your kids. Some of these movies, I don't know how The Exorcist got by as being R-rated. I'm going to be honest. And they couldn't have done X-rated. Because not sexual, not because of nudity, the content of this movie at the time, it was just absolutely amazing. And I totally take my hat off, regardless of the subject, to those people that wrote the movie, the producers, and how they picked the act, the casting, director. The whole thing was phenomenal, okay, for how we live our lives today. Yeah, they knew something we didn't know, okay? We just thought it was a scary movie, that horror movie, and some little girl, I'm not going to go into details if you've never seen it, but, we did the flies part, though. Okay, the Amityville Horror, same thing. The flies, but there's priests in these movies. Okay, what are they called? Where they're doing like the Exorcist, exorcisms and things like that. And let me say for the record, and this is what The Devil Will Truly Flee, and let me speak on The Devil Will Truly Flee 4908N. I am not going to give you guys the content for The Devil Will Truly Flee unless you get the video ship up. Get it up. Requirement. Watch the whole video. If you recommend, and put it this way, I'm not going to tell you to watch the whole video, but recommend the video to people. Okay, recommend my channel to people. I will not be doing that at all. Okay, so get that up, you guys, and that's for a reason. All right. If you go in the kitchen and cook or something, I don't shouldn't say that, but you want to just click on my videos, go cook. I don't care. Okay, let me stop. Okay. No, watch my videos, y'all. I'm just saying. If you know you fixing to go to sleep and your bills are paid and all that, turn on one of my videos and go to sleep. I'm just saying. Put it on autoplay. Okay. Okay. Let me stop. Okay. Get the viewership up. That's all I'm saying. Whatever you gotta do. You physical go to a football game with your kids, turn on one of my videos. I'm keeping it real. Leave it on in the house. Autoplay, okay? Not shuffle, unless it's shuffling. Well, yes, I got shuffle. I think I have the shuffle. I think I have the shuffle icon on my channel. I think that's something they put on. Yeah, put it on shuffle. Make sure the bills are paid and just let it go on and do what it's going to do. Okay. Lord, okay, Constantine. Haven't watched that, but I want to look up the topic of Constantine, and I will after this. Sorry, you guys, I apologize. I can't tell you what Constantine is about, and I said I wasn't going to tell you what the movie's about, but I could tell you and see what it was about. If flies were in it, and someone told me flies are in that movie as well. And Lord of the Flies. It's amazing how these directors and stuff knew stuff that we didn't know. That's why I praise The Exorcist. Someone couldn't tell you who the director is, the writer, or whatever, but someone was way before their time. Put it that way. So I'm going to go, you guys, 5207 in. Thank you for listening. Watch it again. Different device. Okay. Unless you're going to clear your cache and cookies with you from your browser. But thank you guys so much for yours. I'm making light of the situation, but support gang stalking victims, you guys. Everything we telling you guys is the truth. And for gang stalking victims, keep your head up. Targeted individuals, don't do something stupid like commit suicide, because some of us have. And I've told you guys, don't mind saying that the thought had crossed my mind at some point, because you don't know why people are doing this to you. And it's like you don't have any support. And keep in mind, they that's who they mess with a lot. They love messing with people that don't talk on the phone all the time, but stupidly think that you don't have any friends. You just don't talk. They think that they don't want you to have anyone in your life, no boyfriend, no girlfriend. They want you, because support is more eyes than two. Okay? Support is more eyes than two. All right? And you got somebody looking out for you, watching your back. They can't stand that because now, you got more people in your there's something going on with my eyes, my eye makeup. I think I have more on this one. I was rubbing it, and you got more support, and they don't like that. They don't like that some family members, not all family members have to support you, but you got some family members supporting you, meaning that you're taken care of or whatever. They want you at your lowest of lowest and to stay there, because money makes sense. It makes sense. And because it makes sense, CENTS, you can bounce. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, they want you at your freaking lowest of lowest, because that means you can't move. That means you can't go get the kind of groceries that you want. And, you can't do a lot of things that you would do normalcy. You can't even go back to normal. That's your normal. You can't even go back to normalcy. Okay. They don't want you to go back to normalcy. And for me, you guys, I cannot. This is another reason why I'm telling you to go to the Blue Cup in the Attic playlist. because I'm going to be doing TBCITA, the acronyms for the Blue Cup and the Attic, circumstance or evidence. I'm going to go over 20 plus years of my life and tell y'all how I know I was already being spied on. One of those incidences, I wasn't going to even include it. I said, okay, they had cameras. I know they had cameras in the bathroom. But I had a store in Arlington, Texas. Now, that building has since, it was a shopping center. That building has since been, what do you want to, something else is there now. It's been there for years. It's been there for years now. But y'all, I'm going to tell you about the dude that became the Hispanic, became the manager, the leasing manager over the shopping center. Yeah. And how this dude had swords and he was supposed to have been in the military. That same dude showed up years later and I'm not just saying because he's the same dude. I'm gonna tell you what he did when I was in the shopping center. That same dude showed up where I had an office on Northwest Highway in a building, in a high-rise building. Well, not high-rise. I think it was just 3 or 4 stories. But I saw him and he saw me. And he looked like, I know who. I'm going to tell you about some pennies. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I don't want to say this because I might start crying, y'all, because I only have 2 pennies to rub together. Pun intended. Y'all, I'm going to tell you this part. I moved back home with my kids when I got separated, and a little bit after my divorce. I moved back home with my mother after that. You know, I tried to keep the house as long as I could, but I was out on injury at the Postal Service. And from a previous injury, from a previous job. I didn't get that injury at the Postal Service, but repetitive motion. And I'm pointing at my elbow because it was an elbow injury. And from a previous job. So it would flare up and stuff. And so I couldn't keep my job at the Postal Service. So I resigned. But can go back whenever I get ready. You know, that's the good thing about the Postal Service. If you given them 3 years, you may have gone up to 5 years. I can go back whenever, if I were to go back. And I made sure, taking heed from someone in personnel who told me, she said, if you resign today, you can come back in 6 months, up to 6 months, but not after that. You have to start over. She said, but if you could just wait. She said, if you could just wait till the 18th. And I think it was like the 14th or something, or the 13th. And so I waited and I resigned. So I'm able to go back if I want to go back. But you guys, man, let me tell y'all something. I don't even want to tell. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you this. I had the baddest store in that shopping center. I love to design clothes. I love to design. Y'all, it's so much that I love to do. I have someone. If she were to get on here right now, she'll tell you. And I'm gonna curse when I say this. That's why it kills me when people look at you and talk about you. Not only do I love to dress, I'm over the top with my dressing. Don't look at me now. I love clothes and shoes. Got it from my mama. Got it honest. But not only that, I love to design clothes. I also love to decorate. I'm a decorating idiot. Like over the top. This is why people don't want me to have a budget or have any money, because if I have money, sadly, they think I'm going to make them look like an idiot. Let me back up. They already know. What they not telling y'all is we don't want Kimmy to have any money or have anything, because she gonna make us look really damn bad. Ding. I know what's behind the animosity. I know what's behind the hate. I know what's behind the envy. But I don't go around bragging on myself like that. I know why you don't want me to have a man in my life, because you know a man in my life, as you have known, we're going to do some shit. I've had a 5-bedroom home with a big ass game room and 3 full baths, not 2.5, not 1.5, 3 full baths. I've had that in my life. The Beamer, the Mercedes, all that. I've had all that in my life. So you clearly don't want me to pull back up. I get it. Okay? Stop lying. Because you know what? One hour in, can I say it, Lord? Can I say it? Everything, and this, y'all please know this is out of character. This is not something that I was thinking about at the time, putting people down. You are beneath me, but obviously they were watching me. Ooh wee. We can't let her pull back up. Oh no, because if she get a house, ooh, that's gonna be the baddest house on the street. It sure in the fuck is. Beyond no competition. My taste, y'all, it's scary, literally. Like, okay, and this astrological sign that I am is like that. We love artwork. We're gonna make sure wherever we lay our head, unless things are going on, don't look at no apartment that I have. We know how to budget. If this is where I have to live this time, this is where I have to live at this time. That has nothing to do with what's off in here. Okay, remember that. So, but let me tell you. I was supposed to say something. Everything that some of these people that these so-called whatever people that's been in your life, everything you got it after me. Okay, and I'm done. I may be living. I'll go kick it with one of these damn trees out here with a pillow and a blanket. Believe that, because I like peace of mind, but don't get it twisted. Everything that some of these people had, they got it after I did. Or everything that some of these people have, rather, if they still have it, I don't talk. You got that after I did. Really? Before that, you were leasing. Okay. Yeah. So you got that type of car after I did. You are wearing that hairstyle because I wear it. Or wore it. What's going on? Okay, so I'm leaving that alone. But I will say this about one of the videos coming up in the TBCITA, circumstance or evidence, which will not be on the Kimmy Wyatt YouTube channel. Go over to the Blue Cup in the Attic, do a search on YouTube, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Yeah, I would be rich right now. Don't cry. I'm going to tell y'all, me and my mama bumped heads. And I got a video right now on this phone that I'm contemplating if I want to post up, because I'm crying in the video. Kimmy covers. And the Commodores came on right after that video. It was a karaoke or instrumental, and I'm singing. But the next song came up, and it was Still by the Commodores. Still and 3 Times a Lady are songs that when my mother passed away, I just, by the Commodores, look them up. Very sad songs. So, but to get back to this guy, without going into detail, Heritage Galleries in Dallas, Texas. They do auctions. Y'all know, ooh, okay. Okay. Y'all know, I had a store in that, and not a Heritage Galleries, but go back, move back when my at the house with my mom. I'm gonna tell you this briefly, but I talked about some stuff since then. And the news is on, and I'm in the kitchen. We had a den and a living room when I grew up, and this is, excuse me, I'm in the kitchen probably cooking or something, and then the TV is on and the news is on, right? And it says something about You know how they tell you what's coming up next? And I'm going to paraphrase. Person sells silver pennies for $1.3 million. Those were mine. Yeah. Didn't know what I had. I thought I didn't even check to see the value of them because I thought they were like 5 cents, worth 5 cents. Yeah. So I've been stolen from, and I'm going to go into detail and tell you how they got them from me and what they got has to do with the whole thing. You guys, cameras have been around me for a long time. Okay. The dressing room. I'm going to talk about the dressing room in my store. I built the dressing room myself. I put the floor down myself. Yeah. So anywho, you guys, I'm going to go here. Love you guys. Just stay tuned. Get over there too. Get over there to the TBCITA. It's called it's not TBCITA. TBCITA circumstance or evidence videos will be over there. Okay. But the channel itself is called The Blue Cup in the Attic. Okay. So I'm going to go, you guys. Love you. Hasta la vista. Buenos Aires. Buenas noches. Did I tell y'all this was a Hispanic guy that got that job as, I didn't even know they was looking for someone. It was a white guy first and he applied and became the manager. Okay. Hasta la vista, Buenos Aires, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. It's amazing how you can be on it. Smart, but people can be doing stuff right behind your back. And I'm not talking about anybody. Now, I'm not dumb. I've known people to do stuff behind my back, and I know you doing it or have done it, and I just didn't say anything because I love to see how you can still get in my face for years. And when we laugh, it's true. It's an honest laugh. No fake laughing with you. I'm laughing hard just like you. But you don't know that I know what you've done to me behind my back. Way cool. When I tell you this one believes in karma, and I'm not wishing it on you, it's going to happen. And when it happens to you, and now my gang stalkers, when it happens, I'm going to laugh my ass off. But if it's somebody I love and I know that, okay. You got your karma. Now what we going to do? My gang stalkers, die bitch, gotta go.